Part 48. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 471. But it seems to me that you have spent so much effort not just to find a way for Gongsun Xiao, right? Xiao Xian asked with a smile. I don't believe that you practitioners from Longomen can be so selfless. After he said this, the practitioners in Longomen were stunned. Especially Long Fei and Long Wu, who were taking the lead. Their senior brothers and sisters were the talkers in the Longhu sect at the moment. They really didn't expect Xiao Xian to say such things. This, brother Xiao, what does this mean? It is clear. After hearing what Xiao Xian said, Long Fei felt a little guilty. His first reaction was not an explanation, but confusion. Since your Dragon Tiger sect is also a cultivation sect, you naturally value cultivation resources very much. How could you inexplicably treat a strange little girl so well? Xiao Xian said expressionlessly, unless you have other purposes. While talking, his face gradually darkened. He can't say that he has too much malice towards Longomen, but this is also based on the premise that they will not do anything excessive. Just like now. Now that it has been determined that Longomen has other plans for Gongsun Xiao, he must make things clear. If Longomen is here because of Gongsun Xiao's cultivation talent, and even harms her, then don't blame Xiao Xian for turning against her. Brother Xiao, you misunderstood. Uncle Long Fei and sister Long Wu are both good people. They are Xiao Xiao's lifesavers and will not harm Xiao Xiao. Gongsun Xiao Bingxiu was smart. After seeing what Xiao Xian meant, he quickly explained anxiously, Xiao Xiao was about to starve to death on the roadside at that time. If it weren't for Uncle Long Fei and sister Long Wu, Xiao Xiao would have died. To these words, Xiao Xian just listened and didn't take it to heart. After all, if you want to take advantage of others, the first thing you have to do is get them to trust you. Although the brother and sister Long Fei and Long Wu have not done anything outrageous yet, no one knows whether they are really good people. That's all. In that case, let's tell brother Xiao the matter. Actually, the reason why we came to buy rough stones this time is not just for Xiao Xiao, we also hope to open up some avenues to increase our strength. Long Fei sighed, get ready for the family meeting in a few days. Xiao Xian was stunned. This was not the first time he heard about this family meeting. At that time, when Boss Yuan Shi was singing harmony with the prince, he mentioned this family meeting. Now that it was brought up again, Xiao Xian was really curious, what kind of existence is this family conference that can be so valued? Tell me the story. What kind of family gathering is it that makes you pay so much attention to it? Xiao Xian suddenly reacted. For people like rough stone merchants, basically practitioners should understand that maybe what the rough stone merchants do is all lies. But even so, those cultivators are still flocking to buy rough stones. Isn't this strange? After thinking about it, Xiao Xian felt that there should be very good things in this family meeting, so these people were so interested. Brother Xiao doesn't know something. This aristocratic family conference is organized by our Kanglong Empire. Not only the original nobles, aristocratic families, sects, but also ordinary practitioners can participate. Moreover, the top 5 in the family conference can enter a secret realm to practice. Long Fei said eagerly, it is said that there are countless geniuses and treasures in this secret realm, and the speed of cultivation is more than 10 times faster than outside. The only pity is that only cultivators below the spiritual god realm can enter. At this time, Long Wu on the side also explained, that's why we thought of trying our luck with the rough stone caravan to see if we could find some great insights, increase our strength, and strive to show ourselves at the family conference. Strength. The practitioners of Longomen also nodded one after another. After hearing this, Xiao Xian roughly understood. what he lacked before. This is the sorrow of the practitioners at the bottom. Exotic treasure? Obviously they also quite agreed with Long Fei's words. Unexpectedly, he had just arrived in this Kanglong Empire. Now, since there is a secret realm in the world, he will naturally participate in it. A secret realm can be born. Brother Xiao. In this case, if he didn't participate, wouldn't he be living up to his status as a time traveler? If you are interested, why not also participate in this secret adventure? Maybe you can also get a chance. Looking at your realm, it seems that you have not reached the spiritual realm. Xiao Xian disagreed with this. He had been in the world for tens of millions of years, and even without external power, he had the confidence to cultivate and become a figure who stood at the top of this continent. For this reason, ordinary cultivators will take the initiative to participate in family meetings, even if they are used as tools. In this secret realm, there are the last words of a master of the Golden God realm. It is written on it that all masters in the world below the spiritual God realm are allowed to participate. Long Fei said, at that time, not only will it be good for future cultivation, but it may also gain the favor of some royal families or elders of large sects, and we can take this opportunity to go further. Long Fei explained, so, this exploration of the secret realm is quite dangerous. The most important thing is that the last words also said that he set up a powerful restriction in the secret realm. If the practitioner of the power of the avenue who enters the secret realm cannot unlock it, he will have to stay in it for the rest of his life. That's a little weird. He didn't think that those high-ranking royal families and sects would be so generous. After Long Fei finished speaking, most of the upper echelons of the royal family and major sects are also worried about the safety of this secret exploration, so they want to find experts below the spiritual God realm to let them in to increase the safety of the exploration. Xiao Xian was a little confused. Secret realm? Giving up such a precious cultivation opportunity to others. Since he embarked on the path of cultivation, he has encountered too many such things. Every time, he can get something good that others do not have. Thinking of this, Xiao Xian said, in that case, I will just go to this family meeting. Xiao Xian's eyes lit up. This is indeed a rare opportunity for ordinary practitioners. Since there is such a good opportunity to practice, why would those aristocratic families let go of the entrance to the secret realm? Wouldn't it be nice to occupy it yourself? It's nothing more than chance. The reason is simple. And it has to be said. To these things. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 472. 3 days later. Zhulo City. In the entire Kanglong Empire, all the young talents below the spiritual God realm gathered here. Along with these young talents, there are also the big families and sects behind them, and even some unborn old monsters. It's just that at this time, whether it's the usual pride of heaven or the masters and talents, there was solemnity written all over his face. They all know that this family meeting will decide the 10 places for talents to enter the secret realm, so everyone participating in the family meeting is their enemy. Under such circumstances, they are naturally hostile to each other. There are also some families who already have feuds, and when they see each other on the street, they are ready to take action directly. If there weren't royal experts present to maintain order, I'm afraid there has been blood in many places in Zhulo City. Among them, the most relaxed person was Xiao Xian. He followed Long Fei and Long Wu as they walked on the streets of Zhulo City without feeling nervous at all. It's like going shopping. Instead, it was Long Fei and Long Wu with bright faces. In just these few days, Xiao Xian gave them both a Ling Yuan Dan and several sword and palm techniques that he could not use. At first, Long Fei and Long Wu were still a little doubtful. But after swallowing the Ling Yuan pill, they were completely shocked. They couldn't believe it.
With the help of the Lingyuan pill that Xiaoxian randomly gave them, their realms soared, directly reaching the perfection of the power of the great Dao. In addition to sword skills and palm skills, they brothers and sisters have enough confidence to get a good place in this family meeting. To say that he directly won the first place in the family conference among the talents below the spiritual god realm in the entire Kanglong Empire would be bragging. But to get in the top 10. But they are very confident. Of course, because of this, the two of them also admired Xiaoxian and regarded Xiaoxian as a godlike figure. But it was the other big families who came to attend the family conference. Everyone is worried. Before they came, they had done some homework and had some knowledge about the young talents participating in the family conference. This family meeting was set up by the royal family. Therefore, the royal family naturally occupies 1/3 of the quota. 3 people are from the royal family. The remaining aristocratic families and casual cultivators can only compete for the remaining 7 places. On the ground of Kanglong Empire, there are many powerful families, but few can reach the top. Qingcheng Mountain Qinglei Palace, which is good at attracting lightning, is one. Honggu's Blood Evil Sect, which is famous for its assassinations, is also one, and there are also those who are famous for their wealth, and Wanbao Pavilion is famous for its magical instruments. Therefore, among the remaining 7 places, I'm afraid there are 5 or 6 from these 3 sects. As for small sects like Longoman and casual cultivators like Xiaoxian, all they can fight for are the last few spots. Even so, there are still hundreds of casual cultivators who are trying their best to participate in the family meeting. After all, wealth and skills can be obtained slowly, but opportunities like practicing in secret realms do not come every day. If it is lost, you don't know if it will appear again hundreds or thousands of years later. Zhulo City Center. Under a high tower, the old man with gray hair, wearing a green robe, had a solemn face, stretched out his wide-sleeved robe, and motioned to the young talents present to be quiet. You are all geniuses. My dear King Dan, Chaikian, to have so many talented people come to our Kanglong Empire is truly a prosperous time for our Kanglong Empire. Elder Qiqian looked around and said, please invite the talented people participating in the family meeting to step onto the stage, while the others will leave for now. As he spoke, a soft force suddenly appeared from between heaven and earth. On the square, all cultivators above the spiritual realm received a vague push. The cultivators who received this kind of power were also more cooperative. After giving some instructions to their juniors, they stood up and left the square. Xiaoxian sighed. In the middle of a chaotic battle, the wall surrounded all the participating geniuses, just like a huge duel field, waiting for the geniuses inside to fight to the end. Except for the senior brother and sister Longfei and Longwu, everyone else in the Longhu clan has left. Brothers, take action quickly. Because this trial is related to the quota to enter the secret realm, almost all the geniuses present will not hold back. They all used vigorous and resolute means to destroy the beacons of several challengers, so that others did not dare to act rashly. After Xiaoxian looked around, he quickly focused on the leader of the remaining 3 largest forces. It seems that they should be the most powerful. There is almost no distinction between friend and foe. Kick them off one by one. Once the people from the big sects unite, we will have no chance. This beacon is a battle mark. A light curtain wall suddenly appeared around the central square of Zhulo City. But because the entrance to the secret realm is small, only 10 geniuses can enter at a time, and they can only be cultivators in the spiritual realm. Please pay attention. The geniuses also reacted very quickly. Do you know these 3 people? Elder Qiqian finished speaking. They no longer had so many worries and took the initiative to take action at this moment, hoping that the current scene would be as chaotic as possible. After a while the rules were announced. When the beacon disappeared, the geniuses were also excluded from the light curtain, so they were eliminated. If you don't pay attention,
No matter how advanced your cultivation skills are, you will still be unable to beat 4 hands with 2 punches. Now, the entrance to the secret realm is on the verge of being breached. It will collapse within 3 days. According to the investigations carried out by several of our royal masters in the past few days, the sword intent in the secret realm should have been left by a great swordsman. When the wall appeared, they started to hug each other. You are all geniuses. As for some practitioners who participated in the trial alone. However, Xiao Xian, along with Long Fei and Long Wu, used his tyrannical strength to defeat a dozen cultivators who intended to attack them, and temporarily stabilized his safe position. Hundreds of beam beacons suddenly appeared in his hand. The beam beacons seemed to be marks, and they were instilled into every genius. Almost within a few breaths. In the chaotic battle, dozens of geniuses had their beam beacons destroyed. Damn it, the beacon on me went out. Gongsun Xiao Xiao, on the other hand, blinked at Xiao Xian, eager to try, but she was too young to participate in the secret realm. After failure, the beacon will disappear. Only the 7 people who fight to the end will have the right to enter the secret realm. At the same time, there are 3 other forces like Xiao Xian. Some of the geniuses who had a good relationship, or who had come together in the first place, quickly moved closer together, hoping that with more people and greater strength, they would ensure that they would not be eliminated immediately. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 473. Several cultivators holding mountain-breaking axes seemed to notice. Among the remaining 4 forces, only the forces on Xiao Xian's side are not that famous. Finally, they looked at each other and decided to focus their attack on Xiao Xian. But they never would have thought that their decision was so stupid, thinking that Xiao Xian was the strongest among the people present. Brothers, destroy this group first. The giant axe practitioner moved very quickly, raising the axe and hitting Xiao Xian's chest. It was obvious that he relied on strength and speed to resolve the battle in one fell swoop. However, before the axe in his hand could get close to Xiao Xian, there is already a sharp sword on his chest. If it weren't for Elder Chigan's protective beacon, he would be a corpse now. Then, as if his body was driven by a powerful force, he was instantly expelled from the light curtain. The remaining cultivators basically looked exactly like him, but at this time they didn't dare to move, and they didn't know whether they should continue to attack Xiao Xian. But Xiao Xian didn't give them much time. The serious sword in his hand was like a ray of silver light, moving back and forth among the several giant axe cultivators. With just a few moves, all the several giant axe cultivators were eliminated. This scene, it still surprised several powerful Dao sects such as King Glay Palace, Blood Demon Sect and Wanbao Pavilion. In fact, it is not impossible for them to take down those giant axe practitioners just now, but it is not as easy as Xiao Xian. For a time, Xiao Xian became a thorn in their side. That's what Brother Xiao said. The 3 of them can be regarded as the 3 most talented people among the younger generation of our Kanglong Empire. Long Fei said from the side, Wang Lei, Meng Lingyuan and Zhao Ho are from King Glay Palace, Blood Evil Sect and Wanbao Pavilion respectively. They are all outstanding figures. The background is not small. This, King Glay Palace, is it the King Glay Palace in the eastern wasteland? Xiao Xian remembered. At that time, Chen Yao told him that one of the most powerful forces in the eastern barren continent was named King Glay Palace. He didn't expect to meet him today. That's what Brother Xiao said. However, although the King Glay Palace where Wang Lei is located is said to have a heritage relationship with the King Glay Palace, I have never seen anyone from above. Long Fei said, so, no one knows what happened. Just when Xiao Xian and Long Fei were talking,
Wang Lai, Meng, Ling Yun, and Zhao Ho all felt their hearts sinking. The three of them, as talented figures from the three major sects in the Kanglong Empire, had met several times before participating in this family meeting. Although the relationship between them cannot be said to be harmonious. But there was also an acquaintance. What's more, if you want to enter the secret realm this time, you will inevitably have to meet inside. Under the circumstances of not looking up, it is the best choice to try not to cause trouble for yourself. And the strength between their three forces. Except for the stronger Qinglai Palace, the Blood Evil Sect and Wanbao Pavilion are almost the same. Entering the secret realm can be regarded as a game between the three major forces. A few people from each sect will enter so that everyone can look good. Who knows? Now suddenly there is a variable like Xiaoxian. This made them somewhat dissatisfied. After all, if Xiaoxian could occupy a quota, they would definitely have fewer quotas. You two, what do you think? We seem to have an extra opponent this time. Wang Lei looked at Xiaoxian with a gloomy look, and then said to Meng Lingyun and Zhao Ho. I don't know where this wild boy came from. Zhao Ho was also very dissatisfied. Haha, as a woman, she didn't comment on Meng Lingyun and didn't know what she was thinking. I mean, that's fine. Although Meng Lingyun was dissatisfied with Wang Lei's dominance in occupying more quotas, she had nothing to do. I have seen arrogant people, but never such arrogant people. Okay, Wanbao Pavilion supports it. Among the three major forces, Wanbao Pavilion is the weakest. Zhao Ho was very satisfied after hearing that there was a quota. Xiaoxian ignored Wang Lei at all, and with just a few words, he had already allocated the remaining 7 places. After destroying Xiaoxian, our Qinglai Palace will take 3, and the Blood Evil Sect and Wanbao Pavilion will take 2 each. How about that? Wang Lei was very satisfied, and then said to Xiaoxian with a smile on his face, after leaving this light curtain, you and your 2 friends can each receive 200 stones, which is a sign of our Qinglai Palace. Wang Lei was obviously quite satisfied, and then he smiled and said to Meng Lingyun, except the 2 places for the royal family, there are only 7 places left for our 3 major families. We have 3 spots. No, Meng Lingyun shook her head again. But the arrogance on his face was clearly revealed. It was obvious that he didn't take Xiaoxian and others seriously at all. Wang Lei and others were instantly angry. After Wang Lei glanced at Xiaoxian, he suddenly smiled and said, Brother, I am Wang Lei of Qinglai Palace. May I ask your name? Zhao Ho waved the Lingbao in his hand. Brother Wang Lei, I agree with you. Get this guy out first. But the 2 of them also understood that Xiaoxian was definitely not a person who could swallow his anger. At this time, they had probably already thought of a countermeasure, and they just had to obey. Could it be that he didn't take these 3 major forces seriously at all? It was the first time they met, and they had never even heard of Xiaoxian's name before. Xiaoxian actually had the guts to directly divide their exploration quotas. This time, if there is really a proud man in the Kanglong Empire, we at Wanbao Pavilion will naturally be the first to know. Where can there be a sedan chair named Xiao? Wang Lei's face turned pale with anger, and he gritted his teeth and said, if I were you, get out of here with your tail between your legs now, otherwise don't blame the 3 of us for bullying the minority. This brother. Sister Lingyun, have you ever heard of this name? Wang Lei had long liked the good-looking and powerful Meng Lingyun, but now he suddenly became jealous. He was ostensibly apologizing. This guy is not weak. How about we work together and drive him out first, and then we can discuss the quota for him later. I'm so sorry. Regarding Zhao Ho's statement, this really made Long Fei and Long Wu very angry. Definitely not. This means that we are going to challenge the 3 major forces of Qinglai Palace, Blood Evil Sect and Wanbao Pavilion? This brother. Xiaoxian didn't even raise his eyelids. I don't think I heard you clearly. Can you say it again? This time,
the secret realm is where our Kingley Palace, Blood Demon Sect and Wanbao Pavilion are going. You should give in. Easily defeated the Blood Evil Sect and Wanbao Pavilion. The rest of you will be divided into 3 places. Xiaoxian? This name is so familiar. Meng Lingyuan suddenly thought of something. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 474. In the fighting battlefield. As Wang Lei said one sentence, the atmosphere at the scene suddenly became tense. The 3 most favored men from Kingley Palace, Susha Sect, and Wanbao Pavilion all looked a bit unhappy. After all, Xiaoxian's attitude was indeed a bit too arrogant. Although this time it was stipulated by the family conference, only capable people could enter the secret realm. However, the 3 of them are all considered leaders of the major sects in the Kanglong Empire. No matter from any angle, they all deserve the vast majority, if not all, of the spots. Now, Xiaoxian actually asked them to divide the remaining places. This clearly meant that he didn't take them seriously. Boy! I thought you could help us wipe out the rogue cultivators, and you had some strength, so I gave you some thin face. Who knew you were so shameless? Wang Lei was angry. In that case, don't blame us for being rude. Kingley Palace is the strongest among the 3 major sects. At this moment, Wang Lei took the initiative to speak. Meng Lingyuan and Zhao Ho looked at each other, their eyes became a little firmer, and they began to be hostile to Xiaoxian. After all, although Wang Lei is domineering, but at least they were promised 2 places for each sect, but if it was according to Xiaoxian's wishes, they would only have 1 place. 1 more person in the secret realm means more power. Compared with the 2, they still prefer Wang Lei's plan. Let's work together among the 3 parties to deal with this ignorant brat first, and see if he still dares to speak so brazenly. As a cultivator in Wanbao Pavilion. Although the 3 people on Zhao Ho's side are not as strong as Wang Lei and Meng Lingyuan, but with the support of Wanbao Pavilion behind him, each cultivator has 2 or 3 spiritual treasure weapons or protective armor. When used in battle, they can always cause a lot of trouble to the opponent. Meng Lingyuan is better at concealing assassinations. She is also the only sect among the 3 parties with all female disciples. Once she has murderous intentions, she is often fatal with 1 move. Relative to both of them, Wang Lei's side has the largest number of people and the strongest strength. The 5 disciples of Kingley Palace are all wearing Saiyan martial arts uniforms. They have strong aura on their bodies, sharp eyes, and a faint aura of thunder and lightning when their skills are running. The 3 parties surrounded him. Xiao Xuanyuan is calm and gentle. But the 2 people behind him, Long Fei and Long Wu, were a little flustered. The 2 of them couldn't believe that Xiaoxian had solved so many casual cultivators as soon as he came up, and even challenged the 3 strongest sects in the Kanglong Empire at the same time. Isn't this a bit too much? This kid is so arrogant. Do you really think that our 3 major sects are all incompetent? Outside the fighting stage, a tall, middle-aged man with a square face and thick eyebrows in a green robe slapped the table, his face full of anger. It was Wang Ao, the patriarch of Kingley Palace. Why should sect master Wang care about this? Zhao Wuji, the master of Wanbao Pavilion, looked equally ugly. We 3 disciples join forces. This arrogant junior, even if he has great abilities, can't turn the world upside down. Relative to the 2 of them, a charming-looking woman wearing a red dress next to her did not agree. Humi's big eyes looked at Xiaoxian, not knowing what he was thinking. On the fighting stage, Xiaoxian, who was 1 against 3, did not hesitate. The serious sword was unsheathed and the pure yang sword technique was operating slightly. He felt that the meridians in his body became smoother than before. A surge of sword intent surged into the sky. It seemed like it was about to rush out of the body in the next second. Since we want to fight, come over there. I want to see how strong your continent can be. Xiao Xian was full of fighting spirit. The breeze blew, and the serious sword in his hand pointed at the sky. The aura of the great Dao in his body has almost condensed into substance. Needless to say, it can be seen that he is ready to fight. Such a scene. It made Wang Lei so angry that his face looked as stinky as he wanted. Isn't this Tai Sui's trouble? It's okay if he doesn't ask. All this time, only King Glei Palace has bullied others. When will anyone challenge them? Of course I know that proud man of heaven. They can't force anything, but Wang Lei and Zhao Ho are also willing to believe that with the strength of the two of them, it shouldn't be a problem to take down people like Xiao Xian. Meng Lingyuan sneered and seemed to have no intention of taking action. But Meng Lingyuan said this. After thinking about it seriously, he really had more impressions in his mind. Master Meng Shao Valley, I don't know, what do you think of the Xiao Xian? Do you want to work with us to destroy the Xiao Xian? Wang Lei deliberately pulled Meng Lingyuan to deal with Xiao Xian together. Wang Lei's face was full of disdain. Now, do you think this guy has the demeanor of a proud man? As he spoke, there was a vicious look in his eyes. Ha ha ha. It is said that when this man was born, he caused strange phenomena in the heaven and earth, and all races surrendered. You must know that King Glei Palace is a top-ranked cultivation sect in the entire eastern wasteland continent, not to mention the Kanglong Empire. What? Pavilion Master Zhao Xiao really knows the Xiao Xian. Seeing Zhao Ho's lack of reaction, Wang Lei was a little dissatisfied. This question. See this scene. Isn't this a bit disrespectful? It seems that a few days ago, a great young talent really appeared in the eye of the ancients. It seems that his name is indeed Xiao Xian. Zhao Ho is done. Zhao Ho also understood, nodded, and complimented. Palace Master Wang Xiao is indeed well informed, but I was too worried. In this case, let's kill this person. Zhao Ho felt a little stunned. Palace Master Wang, I heard that a talented man named Xiao Xian really appeared in the eye of ancients some time ago. Could it be that he is the person in front of him? Zhao Ho felt a little guilty. Say it. Wang Lei laughed angrily. Zhao Ho, your Wanbao Pavilion is quite well connected, but have you ever heard that our Kanglong Empire still has such a young talent? Okay, it's true that newborn calves are not afraid of tigers. I have seen arrogant ones, but I have never seen such arrogant ones. They originally thought that they could cooperate with Meng Lingyuan. On the one hand, they could deal with Xiao Xian more confidently. On the other hand, they could also have a good relationship with the Blood Evil sect, and it would be easier to do things in the secret realm. Wang Lei and Zhao Ho suddenly looked a little ugly. Many major sects sent out elites to search, but found nothing. Everyone in the family conference is based on their abilities. If Xiao Xian is really capable, he will naturally get a place. If he doesn't, there is no need for me to take action, right? Wang Lei set his sights on Meng Lingyuan. Why do you need to involve me in your affairs? Is it possible that Xiao Xian in front of me is the one who was born? But do you know that when that talented man was born, it already caused tremors in the Great Avenue? My master said that such a powerful person must be at least a master of the Golden God realm. Who knew that Meng Lingyuan would not appreciate it at all? Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 475. Do it. Kill him. Wang Lei and Zhao Ho looked at each other, with a cold light in their eyes. Wang Lei was using a thunder-type long sword. The moment it was unsheathed, a breath of thunder and lightning came out, causing Zhao Ho next to him to avoid the sharp edge. Thunder, kill. Boy, today I will show you the unique secret technique of my King Glei Palace. I saw Xiao Xian's fierce methods against other casual cultivators just now. Wang Lei did not dare to neglect, and as soon as he took action,
he used the sect's unique skill. A cyan thunder and lightning as thick as an arm surrounded the long sword and slashed directly towards Xiaoxian. See this scene. Even Zhao Ho took a breath of air and involuntarily moved away from Wang Lei. He remembered before that a year ago, Wang Lei was only a cultivator at the 9th level of the power of the avenue, but now his strength has increased a lot. Even looking at it now, his strength has at least been perfected in the power of the avenue. There may only be one step away from being promoted to the spiritual realm. Ridiculous. How dare you call yourself Tianlei with such a small trick? Look at the pitiful thunder and lightning power in Wang Lei's sword. Xiaoxian almost laughed out loud. Although he knew that on the Dao continent, the power of spiritual energy and Dao was greatly reduced, it was not to the point where it is now. The power of cyan thunder and lightning is like a swift green snake. Every time it dances, it can hit the ground with the sound of howling wind around it, and can even leave cracks in the hard fighting platform. But Xiaoxian, who was in the middle of all this, didn't seem to pay attention at all. No matter how hard he dodges, he can always dodge Wang Lei's power of blue thunder in a thrilling way, and he can even smile, just like a cat playing with a mouse. After a dozen moves, Xiaoxian was still calm, but Wang Lei was panting from exhaustion. At the same time, he also felt panic in his heart. His heavenly thunder slash was under the spiritual god realm and he almost didn't meet any opponents. Who knew that he would encounter such a big trouble today? And it looks like Xiaoxian didn't even really take action, he just avoided his attack. Is it possible that Xiaoxian is already so powerful? Zhao Ho. What are you still doing? Why don't you do it quickly? In the end, Wang Lei could only glare at Zhao Ho next to him. Let's do it together, I don't believe he can keep avoiding it. Yes. Zhao Ho was actually no less surprised than Wang Lei. When he first saw Xiaoxian, he just thought that this middle-aged man was so old that he was not yet in the spiritual realm. The future is simply bleak. But who knew that he, a guy with the 5th level of the power of the avenue, could actually resist Wang Lei, who had perfected the power of the avenue. Even when Wang Lei used the heavenly thunder slash, the secret technique of the Blue Thunder Palace, there was nothing he could do, which was enough to prove his strength. Although I heard Wang Lei's urging now, Zhao Ho did not dare to neglect. The magic in his hand changed, and 2 colorful protective spiritual treasures instantly appeared. Wanbao Pavilion is famous for selling and trading spiritual treasures. The disciples in the pavilion usually carry several spiritual treasures to protect themselves when they go out. Zhao Ho, as the son of Zhao Wuji, naturally also carries spiritual treasures to protect him when he goes out this time. Now I see that Xiaoxian is so powerful. He did not hesitate to use his 2 protective weapons. This scene made Xiaoxian's face even more sarcastic, and he sneered, "That's all you have? If that's all, I think it's better not to go to the secret realm." You. Xiaoxian, you are so brave. Do you really think that our 3 major sects are wolves in vain? Zhao Ho was furious for a while. He is also a well-informed person. For such a long time, he has always been respected by others based on his background in Wanbao Pavilion. When did he encounter such ridicule? After the anger in my heart burned, he activated another colorful and exquisite pagoda. This 7-color pagoda looks like the size of a palm, with 7 colors distributed on 7 floors. Each color represents a kind of power. It is known as one of the most precious spiritual treasures in Wanbao Pavilion. It is said that Zhao Wuji spent tens of thousands of stones to buy this treasure that was both offensive and defensive. This is also one of Zhao Ho's trump cards. See this colorful spiritual treasure. Xiaoxian's face showed a little seriousness. He could actually tell that there seemed to be a trace of real power in the 7-colored spiritual treasure. Although it was far away, it felt very oppressive. If his prediction was correct, this 7-color pagoda should be a powerful magical weapon. But at the same time, Xiao Xian also had a bit of disdain on his face. According to ordinary people's thinking, things like the colorful pagoda should only be used when facing a life or death crisis, but now, Zhao Ho has not done anything, and he actually activated this spiritual treasure. Isn't this equivalent to exposing one's strength in advance? Ding dong. The colorful exquisite avenue has been detected. Please devour it as soon as possible to enhance your own strength. At this moment, the system's sound unexpectedly rang. This time it really surprised Xiao Xian. He had encountered many spiritual weapons and magic weapons before, but he had never heard the system prompt. He didn't expect to hear it today. This really surprised him. Is it possible that this thing is so good? Has it even reached the point where the system prompts you? System, are you right? This thing looks like just a spiritual treasure. Does it also contain the power of the great Dao? Besides, what should I do? Could I swallow this thing? Xiao Xian was a little confused. The system prompts that this seven-colored pagoda contains the aura of a Taoist. If it can be obtained, it can help the host improve his understanding of the power of the Tao. For cultivation, get twice the result with half the effort. Host, please get it as soon as possible. New. Listen to the system's explanation. Xiao Xian nodded slightly. Since he came to Daodao continent, he has encountered many system prompts, but this seems to be the first time that the system has allowed him to get something. With his current relationship with the system, it was impossible for the system to deceive him, so that meant that the colorful pagoda was really of great benefit to him this time. For a moment, Xiao Xian's eyes looked a little greedy when he looked at the colorful pagoda. Xiao Xian, if you give up now, there is still a chance of survival. My colorful and exquisite pagoda can imprison, obliterate, absorb, or restrain. If you don't want your hard-earned skills to be destroyed, it's better to admit defeat. Zhao Ho gritted his teeth and said. Actually, it's a good thing he didn't say that. When he said this, Xiao Xian saw something. At this moment, Wang Lei and Zhao Ho have taken action, and their relationship with Xiao Xian is almost broken. There is almost no possibility of reconciliation, and naturally they will not show mercy. So why do you still talk like this? You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 476. Think about it. Xiao Xian glanced at Zhao Ho. Suddenly I understood something. He found that although Zhao Ho's tone was arrogant, his expression was not very good, as if he was bearing a huge burden, and it seemed that he could not fully exert the power of the colorful small tower. This time he understood a little better. Most likely, Zhao Ho couldn't fully control the colorful small tower. Even now, he took out the colorful small tower under forced circumstances. That being the case, isn't his chance better? Figure out these joints. Xiao Xian's heart moved, the serious sword was unsheathed, turned into a stream of light and stabbed directly towards Zhao Ho's chest. This sword is the first move of the Chunyang sword. It is not the most powerful, but it is the most reliable move. Even if it is blocked, it can have endless variations. It's like asking for directions. Even though I was mentally prepared. But he still didn't expect that after the sharp serious sword touched the colorful little tower, he would feel a great attraction. It was as if Xiaoda was trying to attract the serious sword into it. This really surprised Xiao Xian. You know, for such a long time, since he came to Daodao continent, he has basically not encountered any decent opponents. He did not expect to encounter such a weird opponent for the first time. For a moment, Xiao Xian felt that the power of the great avenue in his body seemed to be out of control, and he poured it directly into the colorful little tower.
Good Lingbao. I didn't expect there was such a method. Xiao Xian took a breath of air. His expression became serious. Dao power surged in his hand, and he forcibly pulled back the heavenly wolf sword. Then he faced Zhao Ho in front of him and said, Zhao Ho, I didn't expect you to be so despicable to use such evil magic techniques. He. If you don't have enough strength, just say you don't have enough strength, and talk about sorcery. Seeing Xiao Xian's appearance, a smile suddenly appeared on Zhao Ho's face, and he said directly, to tell you the truth, I haven't used all my strength yet, otherwise you would be a mummy now. Is it? Of course, if you quit now, I can still. I'm afraid you won't be able to hold on any longer without me quitting, right? He didn't wait for Zhao Ho to finish speaking. Xiao Xian took over his words, today I can tell you that if you are like you, if you still have to hold on despite your lack of strength, there will probably be no good end. You don't talk nonsense. Xiao Xian, do you know that my colorful little tower is so powerful that it can crush you to pieces in the next second? Zhao Ho was obviously a little guilty, but he still spoke harshly. Xiao Xian smiled, in this colorful little tower, I'm afraid there is still the aura of a powerful senior. If you don't have absolute strength, you will naturally not be able to control it, and in the end you will harm others and yourself. Boom. Xiao Xian said this calmly. But after Zhao Ho heard this, he felt uneasy in his heart. Others don't know, but he himself knows that his master, Zhao Wuji, had specifically emphasized this matter when he handed him the colorful pagoda. Logically speaking, his master Zhao Wuji would naturally not tell anyone else about this matter. Why can Xiao Xian know about this now? Is it possible that Xiao Xian is really the son of destiny? Or is he so powerful that he can know all the information about his colorful little tower with just one strike of his sword? Isn't this a bit unbelievable? Zhao Ho, why are you still standing there? Hurry up and activate the magic weapon, let this kid know what the heavens and the earth are. Seeing Zhao Ho's stunned look, Wang Lei on the side became a little anxious and urged, is it possible that you still want to watch this guy act recklessly? Palace Master Wang, he. What is he? Do it quickly. Young Palace Master, I think you should not force Zhao Ho, otherwise he may not be able to withstand the backlash of the colorful little tower. I don't want to make it too ugly when I open it, don't you think so? At this time, Meng Lingyun, who had been silent until now, suddenly stood up. This time, not only Wang Lei, but also Xiao Xian was a little curious. In fact, Xiao Xian has noticed this woman since Meng Lingyun appeared. It's not that it was because she was good looking, but he felt a familiar aura from this woman, which seemed to be somewhat similar to Bai Feng and Bai Qingshan, who he had dealt with before. It seems that they all practice blood-type skills. Even, this Meng Lingyun has some similarities with the Blood Demon blood clan on the ancient continent, but judging from the power of the skills displayed on her body, obviously her skills are more powerful. Master Meng Xiaogu, what do you mean? Is it possible that you also agree with Xiao Xian's intention? Let him occupy 3 places. Wang Lei was anxious. Compared to the anxious Wang Lei, Meng Lingyun's performance was much calmer. At this time, she just smiled slightly and said, what I can tell you is that with the strength of the 2 of you, you really can't deal with this Xiao. Young master, it's better not to do anything. Say it. The 3 forces present were shocked. Qinglei Palace, Blood Evil Sect, Wanbao Pavilion, they are all famous sects in Kanglong Empire. On weekdays, even the royal family of the Kanglong Empire would be polite to them. Who knew that Meng Lingyun would speak like this today? Does she have such distrust in her own strength? Or is Xiao Xian too strong? Master Meng Xiao. When you say this, do you think you look up to Xiao Xian too much? In any case, if our 3 major sects join forces, can't we still do nothing to help him, a little Xiao Xian?
After Wang Lei thought for a moment, he said carelessly, "If you don't dare, then I will join forces with Pavilion Master Zhao Xiao to tell this kid to get out." While talking, Wang Lei and Zhao Ho stepped forward and glared at Xiao Xian. "Boy, now you have another chance. If you just get out now, maybe I will just let it go. If you are shameless, then don't blame me for being rude. How much more nonsense like this is there? Say it all together, and you won't have a chance to say it again." Xiao Xian was a little impatient. "This will save you from having to finish your words when I drive you all away. Say it." Even the two people beside him, Long Fei and Long Wu, looked a little embarrassed. Compared to Xiao Xian, the two of them are local cultivators born and raised in the Kanglong Empire, and they naturally understand the three major sects of the Kanglong Empire. It is said that the sect leaders of these three major sects are already masters of the Blue God realm. There are countless masters in the spiritual realm. Young disciples like Wang Lei and Zhao Ho may be considered the best among young talents, and Xiao Xian can take advantage of them. But if the ancestor of their three major sects comes forward, how should Xiao Xian respond? Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 477. Brother Xiao. Otherwise, we should keep a low profile. These sects are not easy to mess with. If anything happens. Long Fei felt a little guilty and took the initiative to say to Xiao Xian, "This time the secret realm is also very dangerous. If it doesn't work, my junior sister and I will not hold back Brother Xiao." There is some basis for what he said. Although there is a chance to get the treasure in the secret realm. But this is also based on the situation of enjoying life. Relying on the Ling Yuan pill given by Xiao Xian, it is true that the strength of Long Fei and Long Wu has greatly increased, but they have to compete with the current three leaders, Wang Limeng, Ling Yuan, and Zhao Ho. Compare. They are still far apart. Why, you don't want to go to the secret realm? Xiao Xian was a little surprised. He had seen before that the talents of the senior brother and sister Long Fei and Long Wu were quite good, and their previous cultivation foundation was relatively solid. If given the opportunity, it would be possible for them to soar into the sky. That's why he thought of taking the two of them into the secret realm. On the other hand, since you are going to enter a dangerous place like a secret realm, it is a good thing to have two people you can trust by your side. Brother Xiao is joking. It is rumored that there is a genius treasure in the secret realm, so we naturally want to go, but we are only afraid of whether we have the ability to resist these three major sects due to our strength. Long Fei said regretfully, "If there is a chance, we senior brothers and sisters will naturally want to go to the secret realm." Xiao Xian did not answer, but glanced at Long Wu beside him. "What do you think? Do you think so too?" Long Wu is only in his 20s. When he was young, he was also beautiful and graceful. Like Long Fei, after seeing Xiao Xian's abilities, he naturally regarded him as his idol. At this moment, he naturally nodded one after another. It's good to have this attitude. Don't worry, you don't have to worry about other things. Since I can take you to the family conference today, I can give you two a place to enter. As for them, if they really want to compete with me, I would like to see if they have the ability. After Xiao Xian said these words, he suddenly felt heroic. In an instant, he looked completely different from what he looked like just now. The people who felt this most deeply were Wang Lei and Zhao Ho next to them. In an instant, they felt that Xiao Xian had disappeared. Replaced by a powerful god of war? One sword to open a mountain. Before the two of them could react, Xiao Xian swung the heavenly wolf sword in his hand instantly, and under the stimulation of the pure yang sword technique, a wolf spirit suddenly appeared, and then thousands of white wolf spirits appeared on the battlefield. This scene. Wang Lei and the others were instantly stunned.
They couldn't believe that the scene of thousands of wolves rushing in front of them was actually summoned by Xiaoxian, a cultivator who was not even in the spiritual realm. Each one of them quickly used their most powerful defensive skills. Wang Lei summoned a large blue-purple thunder shield, Zhao Ho reused the colorful small tower, and Meng Lingyun was invisible in a bloody mist. As for the sect disciples behind them, not as strong as 3 people. He barely managed to hold on for a second before he was torn to pieces by the wolves. After the beacon on his body dissipated, he was eliminated from the game. Clearance. Clear the field with one move. If it weren't for Xiaoxian's Mu being released in front of everyone, almost no one dared to believe that Xiaoxian could be so capable that he could single-handedly wipe out many young leaders carefully cultivated by the 3 major sects. He even made them lose in one move. This is also on the battlefield. Wang Lei and the other 3 were protected by Elder Chigan's beacon, so they could survive safely. Otherwise, if it were a real battle, Xiaoxian would have killed those disciples long ago. At the same time, Wang Ao and Zhao Wuji also became energetic. They also couldn't believe that the elite disciples they had worked so hard to cultivate were so vulnerable and were directly defeated by Xiaoxian. Young talent, the pride of heaven. It doesn't matter. After hearing Xiaoxian's name, Xiaoxian cupped his hands. Thank you, Elder Qiqian, for saving me. Meng Lingyun suddenly thanked him. Cooperate. Yes. He falls out faster than anyone else. At this moment, Elder Qiqian said pointedly, after all, when we enter the secret realm in the future, we will still be companions, so we still have to cooperate with each other. In addition to being curious about the unknown secret realm, he was even more curious about who the royal family would send to accompany them to the secret realm this time. After hearing this, Xiaoxian's face was expressionless. After seeing Xiaoxian's move 10,000 Wolf Rush just now, I was instantly shocked by his talent, and even thought of recruiting a disciple for a moment. Please come this way and meet the 3 explorers from the royal family, Elder Qiqian said to Wang Lei, Zhao Ho, and Meng Lingyun with a smile. Yes. In this world, there are never permanent enemies and friends. It would be fine if there is no opportunity to encounter treasure in the secret realm. At this time, they were a little embarrassed, but Elder Qiqian had already spoken, so they couldn't say much and could only nod honestly. Elder Qiqian was stunned. For the royal family to take the initiative to take out such important information about the secret realm, it must have a purpose, at least not just to see the geniuses of other sects. If you really encounter some ancient inheritance, supreme opportunity, or rare treasure. Hearing this, Elder Qiqian smiled again. In that case, you and the 2 behind you are also qualified to enter the secret realm. Xiaoxian was also a little curious. Elder Qiqian stood up and tore open the light curtain on the fighting platform. At the same time, he also let the wolves summoned by Xiaoxian dissipate. Then he looked at Xiaoxian with approval and said, "This little friend, dare I ask for your last name, Daimyo? Where did you learn from him? Not to mention that in this world, there are too many things where brothers kill each other, fathers and sons fight, and husbands and wives kill each other. If there are really great interests, I am afraid that Wang Lei and the others can become enemies in an instant." Thank you, Elder Xiaoxian nodded, feeling that Elder Qiqian might have something else to say. Wang Lei and the other 3 were beaten into disgrace by Xiaoxian just now. But in his heart, he almost laughed out loud. But for a moment, he felt that something was wrong. He seemed to have heard this name in places with gods and demons. Our Kanglong Empire actually has such young and talented people, God bless me Kanglong. The fighting tournament is just a competition, regardless of life or death. Xiaoxian? Is this, the one with the ancient eye? These companions are probably more excited than anyone else. I'm just a casual cultivator. Xiaoxian also didn't want to be too public. I see. But now, to know. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 478. Yes. Elder Chichian, please rest assured. We are all talented people among the three major sections. We meet each other without looking up. If we enter the secret realm together, we will naturally take care of each other. Wang Lei stood up, acting like a big brother. That's right. With brother Wang Lei leading the team this time and Miss Lingyun here, the trip to the secret realm will definitely be safe. Zhao Ho said with a compliment. After all, brother Wang Lei and sister Lingyun are both masters of the power of the great Dao. In addition, they have the ultimate blood, so I think they will be able to sit back and relax in the secret realm. While talking, he also glanced at Xiao Xian next to him. It was obvious that he deliberately didn't mention Xiao Xian just now, just to target him deliberately. Xiao Xian was non-committal about this. Joke. Anyone knows that opportunities usually come with danger. In the secret realm, even the Kanglong royal family must be cautious and even invite masters from the entire empire to gather for safety reasons. You can even think about it with your buttocks and know that there must be danger in this. But this guy Zhao Ho doesn't know if he has any brain strings or is really self-righteous, and he can actually say such a thing. I think I will slap myself in the face soon. Master Zhao, please don't think like that. We, the Kanglong royal family, have already had masters use secret methods to explore. Although there is a vague aura of the great Dao in this secret realm, there are still powerful monsters guarding it. You must not be careless. Elder Chichian's face was solemn, otherwise, I'm afraid I will fall into the secret realm. He is considered the spokesperson of the Kanglong royal family. At this moment, when he said these words, Wang Lei and Zhao Ho's faces froze for a moment, and they both felt a little embarrassed. Meng Lingyun, on the other hand, took the initiative to look at Xiao Xian. There was a half-smile in her beautiful eyes, and there seemed to be a bit of exploration on her pretty face. How? Miss Meng, do you have something to say? Xiao Xian was looked at by her and deliberately teased, is it possible that there is something wrong with your face? Or maybe you have a crush on me? Among the three major sects, although the Blood Evil sect is good at concealment and assassination, all of its members are beautiful women. Especially Meng Lingyun. As the leader of the younger generation of the Blood Evil sect, she is the direct descendant of the deep sect leader Meng Suiao, and is extremely skilled in concealment skills, although she usually shows off the appearance of a charming woman. But no one has ever seen her true face. Ha ha ha. Young Master Xiao is free and easy, but it's not your face that the little girl likes. Meng Lingyun walked forward with a smile. With a slight twist of her waist, she reached out and boldly touched Xiao Xian's face. This means that Xiao Xian did not feel the malice in her. That's why she let her move. However, Meng Lingyun's actions made Wang Lei feel uncomfortable. All the time. Within the Kanglong Empire, he considered himself to be the most promising among the younger generation, and he had shown his favor to Meng Lingyun, the proud daughter of heaven, many times. But no matter how he showed his kindness, Meng Lingyun ignored him. This made him very hurt inside, but even so, he did not give up. Especially this trip to the secret realm, he regarded this opportunity as a good opportunity for him to perform well in front of Meng Lingyun. Who knew that I would meet such a person as Xiao Xian? Not to mention stealing his limelight on the battlefield. Now, even Meng Lingyun, whom he regarded as a forbidden lover, was so fond of him, which naturally made him angry and wanted to rush over and compete with Xiao Xian right now. But I saw that Elder Chichian was still there. No matter how angry he was in his heart, he could only suppress it forcefully. Xiao Xian, I want you to die. Wang Lei gritted his teeth and muttered to himself. His scene was also seen by Zhao Ho on the side. Zhao Ho and Wang Lei are not from the same sect, but at this moment their goals are surprisingly consistent, and neither of them wants to see Xiao Xian get any benefits. Brother Wang Lei, don't get excited yet. After Zhao Ho saw Wang Lei's appearance, his heart moved, and he took the initiative to step forward and said, "Let this Xiao Xian be arrogant for a while, and wait until I see when we get to the secret realm. If the two of us join forces, won't he die? Good. Let him relax for a while first." Wang Lei gritted his teeth and agreed to Zhao Ho. Xiao Xian followed Elder Qi Qian and others to a magnificent palace. Once inside, seeing the scene in front of him, his eyes also lit up. Although he had seen many stunning sights in the world, he was still a little surprised when he saw the scene in the Kanglong Empire Palace. It turned out that the entire Kanglong Palace was actually made of gold. A tall man in a yellow robe stood in the center of the palace, and beside him stood a beautiful woman with an oval face and a slender figure in a yellow dress. "My lord, see your majesty." "See the queen." Elder Qi Qian stepped forward and was about to kneel down. Elder Qi Qian doesn't need to be polite. Elder Qi Qian has worked hard for this family meeting, the man in yellow robe said with a smile. "Share the country's worries." Qi Gan dare not claim credit. Elder Qi Qian said quickly, "These are the top young leaders in this family meeting. Please select them from your majesty." After hearing this, the man in yellow robe only focused his attention on Xiao Xian and others. When he saw Wang Limeng, Ling Yun, Zhao Ho, and others, he was not surprised. Although the Kanglong Empire spans thousands of miles, but the only geniuses who can really get into the eyes of the royal family are people like Wang Lei. However, when he saw Xiao Xian, he was obviously a little surprised in his eyes and asked, "Who is this?" "This is Mr. Xiao Xian Xiao, and he is also the first in this family meeting," Elder Qi Qian explained. "The next two are disciples of the Longhu sect, Long Fei and Long Wu." "Master Xiao, I have never heard of such a talented person in our Kanglong Empire before." The man in yellow robe's eyes lit up. Over the years, the royal family of the Kanglong Empire rarely had geniuses, so they generally had no choice but to provide any good training resources to external sects such as the Qinglei Palace Blood Evil sect. This made them heartbroken and regretful. Now, after seeing Xiao Xian appear, Mo Hong suddenly felt a glimmer of hope. If Xiao Xian is really capable, their royal family would not mind spending some resources to recruit this young talent to the Kanglong royal family. This can also be considered as preparation for the future. "Xiao Xian, why don't you salute His Majesty?" Elder Qi Qian said in a low voice. "I have met His Majesty." Xiao Xian nodded. After practicing for thousands of years, he has already established his own status. At this moment, he would naturally not take the initiative to kneel down to an unfamiliar emperor. At this time, he only bowed slightly to show his respect for Mo Hong. Good. Our Kanglong Empire is truly lucky to have such talented people. Think about it, with young Master Xiao Xian here this time, the trip to the secret realm will be safer. "Mo Li, why don't you come out and meet young Master Xiao soon?" Mo Hong suddenly said to the entrance at the back. "You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors." Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 479. Emily? Hear the name. Xiao Xian seemed to be slightly touched in his heart. "I have to say, this name is really good." Just hearing the name, she shouldn't be an ugly girl. Just as he was thinking about it, a beautiful girl came out from behind the entrance of the palace. The girl has almond-shaped eyes and willow eyebrows, a beautiful nose and snowy skin, and a tall figure that is comparable to Xiao Xian. Although she is a royal princess, she does not wear too gorgeous clothes. She was just wearing a moon-white dress, and her hair was tied up with a simple silver hairpin. Instead, it has a cool temperament. From the almost beautiful appearance of the queen, Xiao Xian roughly judged that Emily should be the biological daughter of the queen in front of him, Emily. This is young master Xiao Xian, Longfei Longwu. I know all the other princesses. They are the young talents selected from the family meeting to accompany Her Highness the Princess to the secret realm. Is there anything else that Her Highness the Princess would like to ask? Elder Qiqian stepped forward respectfully and asked. Xiao Xian. This name seems a bit familiar. Emily didn't even look at Wang Lei and others. Instead, he looked at Xiao Xian with interest and asked, is this the Xiao Xian who appeared in the Eye of Ancients a while ago? Princess, that's not the case. Elder Qiqian shook his head. So they have the same name and surname. Emily looked at Xiao Xian and suddenly smiled. Mr. Xiao, since you are a young talent, why do you deliberately pretend to be old? Princess's insight. Xiao Xian was stunned. He originally thought that by deliberately pretending to be middle-aged, he should be able to hide it from everyone. Who would have known that Meng Lingyun and Mo Loren would come out one after another before this face had any effect, and judging from this, Elder Qiqian and the Emperor of the Kanglong Empire, who were more advanced, might have recognized it early. It is estimated that His Honor may have deceived Fei Longyue, Wang Lei, Zhao Ho, and others. Figure this out. Xiao Xian was too lazy to pretend anymore. With a casual tug, the disguise on his face was removed. But at this time, Mo Liman Lingyun and even Long Wu looked at Xiao Xian in surprise. They couldn't believe it. The Xiao Xian in front of him was so young, so handsome, with a distinguished temperament and handsome appearance, but he also had a kind of coldness and arrogance that ordinary practitioners did not have. I dare to ask Elder Qiqian how long it will take before the secret realm is opened. We should prepare in advance to avoid being caught off guard. Wang Lei couldn't stand it anymore. On weekdays, he is undoubtedly the core disciple in Qinglei Palace. Even Wang Ao, the princess of Qinglei Palace, favored him. Who knew that today he would be so embarrassed at the family meeting and ignored in the Kanglong Palace? For a time, Wang Lei felt more and more aggrieved. I can't wait to rush over now and have a life and death duel with Xiao Xian, and decide whether to live or die. But as soon as the idea came up, he rejected it. At this time, the most important thing for him to do is to keep a low profile and wait until he gets the treasure in the secret realm, and then make a big splash. At that time, what qualifications does Xiao Xian have to be arrogant in front of him? 3 days later. Now, the secret realm of swordsmanship will be opened. If there are a few people who practice swordsmanship, it will be a rare blessing. Elder Qiqian narrowed his eyes. When the time comes, the eldest prince, third princess, and fifth prince of my royal family will enter the secret realm with the 7 of them. Please cooperate with us and unite as one. Hiss. The princes and princesses of 3 royal families. Elder Qiqian said these words. Xiao Xian was suddenly surprised and couldn't believe his ears. Although there would indeed be adventures in the secret realm, and he could guess that the royal family would send their children to experience it, he did not expect that the royal family would be so generous. Even the eldest prince was sent out? Aren't you afraid that something unexpected might happen in the secret realm? Have you lost your own prince? Guys, please rest in the palace for the next few days. The servants will prepare the food and daily life you need. In 3 days, we will set off for the secret realm. Elder Qiqian turned around and said after getting Emperor Mo Hong's look. For this decision. Tall figure and charming appearance. Even Long Fei and Long Wu, who had been with him for such a long time, didn't see the disguise on his face. Who knew that Meng Lingyun could see it at a glance? In fact, he really has some worries and doubts about this trip to the secret realm. Perhaps Meng Lingyun can give him a suitable answer. This really made Xiao Xian curious. By the way, I will advance the Heavenly Wolf Sword and Pure Yang Sword art. I wonder if Master Meng is here, what advice can you give me? Xiao Xian was not surprised.
That is, Meng Lingyun can see his facial disguise. Xiao Xian is really curious about this mysterious Meng Lingyun. See Meng Lingyun. Before Xiao Xian could speak, Longfi Longwu beside him walked up first. Certainly. After all, Kylin illusion is his real trump card. In fact, ever since Xiao Xian brought the two of them to the family conference and even allowed them to obtain the qualifications to enter the secret realm, they have completely become admirers of the former. Now for some simple things. Strengthen your familiarity with the unicorn illusion. But Xiao Xian originally thought that he would take Longfei and Longwu to find a small courtyard to live in for 3 days. There is still a faint charm on her snow-white face. Judging from her appearance alone, she is indeed an out-and-out beauty. Then I won't be polite. They had almost completely helped Xiao Xian think of it. At this time, seeing Meng Lingyun coming, they naturally stepped forward and stood directly in front of Meng Lingyun. For Meng Lingyun. After arriving at the courtyard where he rested, there was an uninvited guest standing in the courtyard. It was Meng Lingyun, one of his enemies at the family meeting a few days ago. Master Meng Xiaogu is also a famous figure in the Kanglong Empire. Since you can look up to me, what else can I do? Unexpectedly. Her purpose is not for Longfei and Longwu. Master Meng Xiao. Therefore, she still put her beautiful eyes on Xiao Xian and said with a smile, "Of course I am here to see young Master Xiao Xian. I just don't know if young Master Xiao Xian is interested in meeting me. Today, I just want to tell Mr. Xiao Xian something. Please. The opening hours of the secret realm are a top secret for any sect and even for the royal family, and will not be leaked easily." At this moment, Meng Lingyun was wearing a red dress. Xiao Xian stretched out his hand slightly and motioned Meng Lingyun to go into the small courtyard. You know, in the entire Kanglong Empire, except for those cultivators who are too far behind him in realm, like Elder Qi Qian. Are you crazy? If you become the leader of the clan, all the clan members will become emperors. Author, greedy for the body but not FO. Chapter 480. In the small courtyard. At a stone table, Xiao Xian and Meng Lingyun sat facing each other. The scenery inside the palace is pleasant, and the pavilions have their own characteristics, but the faces of these two people are a little solemn, and they are obviously not as calm as they appear on the surface. Master Xiao Xian. I think you should know that this exploration is not that simple. In the end, Meng Lingyun couldn't help it any longer. Besides, if my prediction is correct, Wang Lei, Zhao Ho and the others should not let Mr. Xiao off so easily. After hearing these words, Xiao Xian didn't take it to heart at all. In fact, at the family meeting, he felt that Wang Lei and Zhao Ho were both narrow-minded and jealous sect disciples. Usually relying on the strength of his own sect. Maybe they can still find a sense of presence. But if they thought that Xiao Xian was such an easy person to bully, they would be totally wrong. Of course I know. However, in my opinion, if they do that, they are just asking for trouble. Xiao Xian didn't care, picked up the tea and took a sip. Does Master Meng Xiao think that just Wang Lei and Zhao Ho can make a big splash? To this answer, Meng Lingyun was only stunned for a moment, but she quickly adjusted her mood and said, Master Xiao, I also know that you are very powerful, but it is easy to hide with open guns and hard to defend against hidden arrows. If Wang Lei and Zhao Ho are here, if we join forces in the secret realm, I'm afraid it will be troublesome for you too, right? Good. But if the two of them really dare to do this, I won't let them come out of the secret realm. Xiao Xian's eyes became sharp, like a blade. Far away, Meng Lingyun could feel Xiao Xian's strong self-confidence. In this regard, she just felt something unusual. After all, Xiao Xian was facing the most powerful young leader in the entire Kanglong Empire. But he has no fear? Is he so confident in his own strength? However, Xiao Xian has this confidence, which makes Meng Lingyun feel a little more happy. For the Blood Evil sect, their status within the Kanglong Empire is actually quite embarrassing. On the one hand, they are not as good as the Qinglai Palace, which has a large backing. On the other hand, they are not willing to line up with Wanbao Pavilion, which relies on magic weapons and spiritual weapons to rise. Unfortunately, the Qinglai Palace and Wanbao Pavilion families are closely related, and they often squeeze or even force the Blood Evil sect to do things they don't want to do. Therefore, the Blood Evil sect urgently needs to expand its power within the Kanglong Empire. Now Xiaoxian, a young talent with outstanding strength and at odds with those two forces, is naturally the target of the Blood Evil sect to win over. Young Master Xiaoxian is really confident, but, if something unexpected happens in the secret realm, the two sects will not let it go. Does young Master Xiao want to resist the wrath of the two sects? Rao Shiming Lingyun admired Xiaoxian's courage. Hearing his direct answer, I felt a little worried. Certainly. If they have evil intentions, I won't do it directly. I will let them die in an accident. Xiaoxian is very confident. Elder Qiqian has said before that there are opportunities and dangers in the secret realm. In this case, he will naturally seize the opportunity to see how courageous people like Wang Lei and Zhao Ho are playing tricks in front of him. This. I believe you have the ability, but does Mr. Xiao know the purpose of going to the royal family in the secret realm this time? Meng Lingyun bit her lips lightly. If I know this purpose, I'm afraid Mr. Xiao won't be so optimistic. After hearing this, Xiaoxian's face was a little more curious. In fact, this is really something he cares about. Ever since he knew that the royal family sent two princes and a princess to participate in the secret realm, he had already felt that something was wrong. There seems to be other issues behind this. After all, no matter how good the things are in the secret realm, there seems to be no need for so many people from the royal family to go and explore it, right? Unless, there is something inside that needs to be obtained by those who have experienced it. His words hit the nail on the head. Either he is a relative of the royal family or a disciple of a large number of sects. The sword is the king of weapons. Good. Ordinary practitioners are unable to practice. The reason is very simple. The resources required to practice swordsmanship are astronomical. Generally speaking, sword cultivators will start later than other weapon cultivators. But as long as you can develop some experience in swordsmanship, even if it is just 1.5 moves, you will be able to outshine your peers and become a master. But if they really compete with members of the royal family, I am afraid that even these major sects will not be able to step down in the future, or even turn against the royal family. Regarding this point, Xiaoxian's face showed a bit of contempt, and he said directly, but if the royal family thinks this way, does it mean they don't take us seriously? Therefore, this, Mr. Xiao, be careful what you say. It doesn't matter. This is inside the palace, so you must not talk nonsense. If that's the case, then it makes sense. So I practice swordsmanship. Isn't it possible that Master Meng Xiaogu came to see me just to discuss cooperation? After saying it, Meng Lingyun felt a little ashamed on her face. I'm afraid even the royal family members are fools, they can still see something like this. Xiaoxian nodded. As for us, are we just their bodyguards? From this point of view, people like Xiaoxian may be real foils. Although in name, the royal family said that the rare treasures in the secret realm could be obtained through skill. It is said that in this secret realm, there is a sword for practice that was left behind by a major swordsman in the past. This sword for practice contains the swordsman's understanding of the sword. It is extremely precious. I don't know, could Lord Meng Xiaogu give me some advice? The sword is the king of weapons. I really don't know that. The royal family sent two princes to participate in the secret realm, presumably to get the sword for practicing, right? Meng Lingyun was startled and said quickly,
The walls in this palace have ears. If others know that you and I are talking like this here, I'm afraid. I see. The power of the sword is considered to be the highest among all weapons, the most varied, and the most difficult to practice. In fact, the royal family of the Kanglong Empire is quite powerful on the ground of the Kanglong Empire. The sending of 3 members of the royal family this time also proves that they are determined to win the things in the secret realm. Xiao Xian cupped his hands and said with a smile, I have only heard before that this secret realm seems to be a secret realm of swordsmanship. If so, it is indeed a good place. Unless they are some extremely talented practitioners. Meng Lingyun said, this secret was accidentally obtained by an elder of our blood evil section. But the way of the sword.